before the Gold Stars game, I think we have played 9 matches. Out of the 27, we had 22 points. After the Gold Stars game, I think the 9 matches after that, we've had only 12 points. We are still top of the league. Mathematically, we need 7 points in our next 5 games. Just the one home game against Nina Sharks and then 4 very difficult away games. Of course, 2 wins would realistically be enough. Against the backdrop that we've dropped 11 points in our last 5 games, are you confident that we can get over the line?
Sure, and that one, of course, I'm very confident. As you said, if you look at the number of points we've dropped at home, and if you look at the caliber and the quality of a team that we have, it shouldn't happen that way. But that's the nature of the league. Sometimes it happens, and when it happens, as a coach, I need to manage the players well so that I get them back on track. If we play at home, we should be comfortable on the ball, and when we create the chances, we should be able to score those chances. But these things are not happening very well. They are happening, but they are not happening very well. That's why we are dropping points. But irrespective of that, I think we still have some games to play, and we can get back quickly and move on.
Good. And would you also say injuries have not been very fair to us, especially in defense? We've been chopping and changing almost every game. Has that affected, especially in the defense line? Has injuries been a problem?
Yeah, it has been. We've not had consistency like we used to have with respect to defensive line, injuries, suspensions here and there. So that's why, as far as defensive play is concerned, we've not been that excellent as we used to be. But that is what we have, because we need to manage them, as I said earlier, and get the things done.
Right, and my last one before my colleagues coming, on the injury front, is there any good news with regards to Ogum? Is it possible he plays before the end of the season?
Yeah, that one I can't tell, but he's going through the rehabilitation. Doctors can give you expected return date, but sometimes the physiology of the individual also goes. So it's all about how the individual is able to adapt to the rehabilitation regimen that has been given to him. So I can't, per the date that the doctors have given, I can't really tell, but he's on and he's doing well.
Right. Your name is Yas,
I'm Latif asking you, Coach, in your previous interaction with the media, you've stated clearly that they are equal replacement to any player who is absent from the team. And from the answer that you just gave concerning injuries, does it mean that of recent years, managing your injury situation, especially as the head of the technical department, you've not done so well, and it has resulted in your wishy-washy performance in the last few games?
I don't directly deal with injuries. It's the medical team that deals with injuries. I only consult them, or I collaborate with them for them to give me feedback with respect to what is happening. So as far as I'm concerned, the medical team is on top. The feedback will be given to me has been excellent. But for injuries, when they come, as a coach, there's nothing you can do about it. The player is injured. You can't force him to play. Yeah, the player is injured. Maybe if he's about 2/3 fit or almost fit, probably if you look at the nature of the game, you can probably risk and let him maybe play. But as far as the injuries are concerned, I don't think any coach has a direct hand with respect to how quick a player can get back. What as a coach I can do is on the psychological aspect, calling him, visiting him, encouraging him, letting him know that all is not lost, and that is part of the process. That's the psychology aspect which I can. But when it comes to the medical one, it's purely with the medical team with respect to the protocol they have given to the player and how disciplined the player will be on the protocol that has been given to him. Once the player is disciplined and the coach to act the normal course and the visitations and what have you, I think it facilitates the recovery.
Is your name Media House?
Okay, my name is Iman Osu from Media General. And coach, as the season was going, you keep saying that the league is not over for Kotoko. Like you're not a winner already because there are more matches to go. Now the points gap between you and this team on the second level is medium 6 points, though you have a game in hand. Would you say Kotoko in the last 3 games at Royal are finding it difficult to win? Your next game is against the same opponent at Tapa. Would you put some pressure on the team yourself as well? And you think still Kotoko is not, would you believe that they are not a runaway winners of the league?
Yeah, if you look at, I think you asked about 3 or 4 questions. I don't know where I should start from. But the league is still on. I mean, if I want to make any comparison, I'm told City won the league today. They had so many points and it was closed and they had to win it today. So the league is still on. I kept saying that so that we wouldn't be complacent. Yeah, if I had told you that we had already won, you would have asked me a different question today. So I told you that because I knew the league was on, and as a coach I needed to stay focused and the players needed to stay focused. So that was why I told you that. Playing Mediama, I mean, we only have to get back, train, overcome this defeat, and then we can play them. We can play them. It's a matter of getting over the defeat. Once a player is able to get over the defeat, that's it. Then mentally he's ready to play. As coaches, as for us, quickly we learn the lessons. We design the training program based on the errors that we see, and then we move.
Like you already said, I think I asked 3 or 4 questions.
Yeah.
My last question was about pressure. Like Kotoko in the last 3 games, do you feel some pressure? And then
No. You can't work as the head of the Kotoko team and be under pressure. You lose your focus. Yeah, it's a big team, it's a great club, so you always have to be calm, irrespective of the results, and make sure that you put your house in order. Once as a leader of an organization, you are nervous, you can't focus, and those behind you will also be affected. I mean, pressure is an infectious thing. Once the leader, you show that you are under pressure, it will affect those who are behind you. So we are not under pressure. We only have to make sure that we get the things done in our subsequent games. And once we do that, I think we will be able to.
thank you.
Mr. Vincent, Coach, another bad day for your top striker, Mbella, master of psychology. What do you think is perhaps wrong with Mbella? He had a very bad game against Atlanta Stars today and almost empty net. Balloon the ball away. And would you say that the players did not listen to the technical instructions he offered them, hence the unfortunate loss, despite having the numerical advantage?
Or they were disciplined and they listened to my instructions. We played well. And I'm not sure Mbella had a bad day against Adriana. It was just the penalties that he missed. And you can't just use that one alone to say that he had a bad day. He had a good day. I think the goal he scored probably will contest for the goal of the season. He created a lot of chances, only that he couldn't convert those to sport case. Today, the chance he makes, I don't know how you saw it. I think he was a ship late. I mean, one stride late before getting to the ball. If he had moved at the time the combination play went through, he would have been right there. But I think he was also afraid of the defensive line of the opponent, hence his delay. So when he got there, he was so he had to stretch into it. And I think in that situation, to have to give credit to the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper made himself big. He made Mbella to feel the presence of his shadow. So once a goalkeeper makes himself big, you are compelled to try and play the ball in the direction that you are facing, and that was exactly what he did. If the goalkeeper had narrowed himself, he would have gotten the angle well. So I'm not sure he's that down as you are saying. In fact, he's not down. He's a confident player. If I look at how active he was at training throughout the week, you could see that he was okay because I engaged him on so many occasions. I use the situation of him, Benzema, when he also makes 2 spot case, and he even told me that he also watched that game. And I used so many situations to let him understand that he is not the first person in that situation, and he will not be the last person in that situation. And once he has decided to be a striker, some of these things will happen. I mean, open glaring chances will come, he will miss them. Spot kicks from the spot, he will miss them. But that should let him become more encouraged so that he'll be able to play better. So I think he's fine and he should be able to play in the next game.
Just a follow-up. For the very first time, I stand to be corrected, in so many matches, he got subbed. That's referring to Mbera.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that he wasn't up to the standard you were expecting for, let's say, a 90-minute play.
He was only that he looked a little bit slow, and he was bringing most of the balls back. He was passing the balls back. Yeah, he was passing, especially before we substituted him, he was passing some of the balls back, which he could have gone forward. So we thought it wise that we have other strikers on the bench. Let's bring them in too.
Right, last one.
Staying on Mbella is call up to the Cameroonian national team. What do you say about this as a coach?
It's a credit to him, and it's a credit to Kumasi Asante Kotoko, because we all know Cameroon. Cameroon is a football nation like Ghana. So once you get a call up to the national team, it means the player is doing well, and it means Kotoko as a club, we are also doing things right. So we are proud of him, we are happy for him, and we wish him well. I've spoken with him when the call up came. I told him that other strikers is going to meet, and that he needs to work harder if he wants to stay in the team, and if he wants to command first team position. He has to be humble and listen to the coach, and the very coach who invited him will keep him in the team.
Thank you. Okay, Rich, last one from Rich.
You said when the last game, some of Cameroon, in his absence, who more motivated than him, because in the last 15 games, I shall say, who took by him, or equal replacements, everyone.
Yeah, we have the likes of some of Boateng, Taylor, and Kubo. They are all there. We will have to make sure that they are match fit to be able to play. And I'm sure they will be able to play.
Thank you, Doc, for coming and
Right.
demonstrations to